हेलो वेलकम बैक गाइस टू अनदर एपिसोड ऑफ Vue.js। और आज की इस वीडियो में हम जो है वो लारा सॉरी Vue.js के डायरेक्टिव्स के बारे में बात करेंगे। लास्ट टाइम हमने Vue.js का डायरेक्टिव किया था विच वाज वी बाइंड, एंड नाउ वी गोना टॉक अबाउट वी ऑन। सो एज यू नो दैट when we use v bind or v on, it doesn't stay like it's a HTML attribute. Now it changes to the v bind argument, as we did discuss in our later in our previous lessons. But now we're gonna talk about v on. So in v on, what you do is that v on, we have an argument. We have multiple arguments, by the way. So the main focus would be today's lessons. The main focus would be methods. In any technology, wherever you go, you find methods. You have functions that you can call on multiple times, and then you can have like logics prepare for that methods. So today we're going to talk about that. All right, so the very bad thing in mean is that I do not clear the previous lesson content. So today we're going to talk about methods, or we can say we on directive directives. So let's just come on over here. So let's just say that in our computed property, we did talk about a lot of things in computed. If you want me to remove this one, we can do, but let me just format it and we can just do that. Okay. So we have one for data. I can also like do something like this one. And now if I open computed, I can do one more thing, which is this one. So you have another array, or you can have another object for your predefined methods. For example, let's just say I want something like number. So I will say p tag, or you can say we have an h1. So in h1 I want to have some kind of a number, so I would say 0. Now I want to do something like I want to increment this number. Let's just say for the very basic part, I want to increment this number. So what I will do is that I would say v on, and then I will do this, which is the now this one is the v directive, Vue.js directive, and now I will pass the argument, and the argument will be click, and then I can have this would be the value. So I can have any kind of a JS expression I can do here. Like for example, I would say uh, let's just call one data property, and I would say the number like this one. So rather than having a long number, I would just say number 0. So I can define it here by saying num bum, no, not bum, num. So I would say by JS expression, I would say like this. So num, when I click on it, I want something like num plus plus, or we can just do this on a button. Let's just do this on a button. It doesn't make sense if I do it on h1 tag. So let's just create one more button, and in this button I would say increment baby. So I would say like this. Sorry, so let's just do that again. So another method, or another short syntax for doing this one, we can always have this one, click, you know the listener. But I don't want to do that. I want to stick to this, and then I will do something like that. Okay, so I would say num and then plus plus. So if I come back right over here, you would say that if I say 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8, if I click on it, it will increment the number. But it's not very generally a good idea to write a JS expression or JS method or JS anything in a inline method. This is an inline method now, but I want to do it in another function, right? So what I will do is that I will just remove this one from here, and I will come over here down, and right after this computed property, I will have another property which is methods. So methods is also an object, and you can have multiple methods in it. So methods in a sense, you can say very slightly different, but in a um, in you can also say methods to functions, maybe. Yeah, you can do that. But in Vue.js, the key of these methods object is our methods. So you have to define methods. You can't say functions or something. You have to define methods. So in methods you will say like let's just say I would create one increment function. So this increment method will be a proper function, right? So I will say like this. I'll say increment, all right? And I will say, okay, so why do we do this? The reason for this to be object and this to be the reason for the methods object to be a object, not a function, is because that in every Vue.js instance you have to have a property which is this one over here. So if I define a method or if I define a function, I will not have this. You understand me? So it's not that reactive. I will not have the object. I will not have the, what do you say, a property, or I cannot like target any of these properties because I need these properties. I need to increment this number, but I cannot access them if I define them as a function. I need to define them as an object. So that's why I need to have the access to the this property. So let me just return this one, this over here, or I can say console log or something there. This is in, or I would say I am in increment. What do you say that? So if I inspect, you will see that in a console, if I click on it, doesn't happen because it doesn't really going to happen because I haven't set this one. So another key point to remember or to learn is that when you define v on click or something and you are going to define a function, you don't have to write some parentheses or something unless you pass some arguments. You don't have to do that, but if you want to do that, you can do that. But if you have some arguments to pass on, like I want to say something, some argument, I want to pass some argument, some id or something like that, so you can define like parentheses and then pass the arguments. But in a general method, because I don't need anything, I don't have anyone, so I can just write it like increment and it will properly work. So let me just show you. If I say increment, I said I am in increment, but it did not return this one. Why? I don't really know. So if I say one second, if I say vm dot let me go to that method which was increment. So in increment I get a bound function, bound increment, and then a property type, just one sec, it should return. Okay, so I don't know why didn't I get this return. Let me just see. Okay, so if I say console.log and if I say this, come on man, if this is not going to work, I think so, but let's just see. So if I do this one, okay, so I got it. Okay, fine. Otherwise, I mean, it should have got me when I say return this. It should have given me all of these properties, but it didn't. I don't really know why, but it should have. So again, the reason why I told you that is that the reason why I console log this is because, as in my previous lesson, I told you that in a Vue.js application, everything is a proxy. They do reactivity through proxy objects. So in a proxy you can have anything, like it gave me the whole VM instance. This gave me the whole VM instance. So when I have this, I can access to anything I want because I have access to everything right here. I have the number value which is 0, I have the last name, I have the JSON, I have everything that I want. Just because of this, if I don't define it like this, I can't access this. So this is the main key point, because I want to have this, and because of this, you know this because of this, I can access to the every property in a Vue.js instance. So let's just say something like the first thing I want to show you, just to increment that, so I can have the property which is this, and then I can have this number. Where are you, man? Okay, so wait, right. Okay, so I would say this num. So this is interactive now. Sorry, this is reactive now. If I say 1 2 3 increment, it's gonna increase the number. But if I come over here and if I want to pass some argument or something, I can just do it like this. But I can also do that by passing just the event, or I can just do it like this. So I can have the access to this event by saying that if I say log and this event, if I come over here, just one sec. Okay, so if I come over here, if I click on it, so click is the target. So click is the event listener that I got. So this event, it's basically a click because I passed a click argument over here. So this is basically a click, and it has all of these properties and things like that, like the y and the x, I don't know, all of these properties, but we got the click. So if you want to pass it specifically explicitly, you can do that, but remember that the first argument should be the event if you want to pass that. So if I click on this, I can again have this. But if you don't do it, if you just have you can say, if you only want to access to the event listener or the event target, you can just do it like this, and then you can console log, or you can like event dot target dot value, if it's an input or something and you want to change something, it's fine. But if you have some other argument, like let's just say I say that uh, some message, or like I would say hello, so you will see that I will get the error, by the way. And if I do message, I will also console log the message and the event. If I come over here, if I click on increment, I get the hello, which was the message. I think it was the message, right? Yeah. But for the event, I get undefined because it was not defined. I defined it by explicitly by saying that, okay, so the first argument will be the event, and the second argument will be my custom value, whatever it is. Hello is a string, is a number, is a video, sorry, it's not a video, it's ID, if it's ID. So if I say now, I will get the first argument will be the click, and the second argument will be the my custom value, which whatever it is. So remember that the first argument should be the event, because if you write it like this, like if I say something like this, and if I do it like this, I will not get the specific value, because you see, oh, I got it. I thought I'm gonna get an error, but why not? Maybe they updated it. I don't know. Because from the moment I heard, you cannot do that. But anyways, doesn't matter. It's working, so fine. All right. So let's go to another key point, which is going to be very important by using this v click. You can also pass something. If I say one more button, and if I wanna do something inline, I can do that by just saying this. Sorry, and I can do like this. So this. So I would say num plus plus, again the same thing. They will both do the same thing. It doesn't really matter. They will do the same thing again and again and again and again. And in this one, you can pass many methods as you want, because this click can do more than one method. Like if I come down over here, and if I say one more method, and the name would be test or something like, and I will say log, this is uh, test method, or I can have multiple methods like test one. Sorry, I can have many methods that I want. So I can just in a click method, I can just pass them by separating it with the comma, or test, or test one. I think I test one and test two. So test one, test two. So I can just do them. It's fine. If I say increment, uh, okay, it did not work. Okay, so yeah, I got it. So when you have multiple methods in a one line, you have to define them like this. Yeah, otherwise it's not gonna work. You have to define them with parentheses. I don't know why, but they have this convention to do that. If you can also like separate them by comma, or you can do like this. According to my testing, you can also do them, and you can also like mix them. It's fine. It doesn't really matter. If I say increment, I can get a this is a test method, this is a test method, this is a test method. It also incremented by one, and if I press it again, I can get the same thing. So you can also separate them by semicolon, or you can also separate them comma. It doesn't really matter. So this is it for the methods, and you have multiple v on directives. Sorry, v on directive is the one, but you can have multiple arguments over here, like v on change, v on mouse over, mouse enter, mouse out. So you have multiple arguments for that, and you can like you know do them in a different way. So thank you so much again for the watching the video. I'll see you in the next. Thank you. Allah Hafiz.